is my old friend. It's Jor and Joker once again with...
Lytbringr!
Fucking Chansey. So this is the fight.
This is the hardest fight in the game. And it's not that it's harder than anything we've ever seen up till now, because we have done pretty much this exact fight in a previous episode.
Just there's a lot of it.
There's multiple waves, and this early in the game, multiple waves will destroy you because you don't have enough upgrades that help with your survivability or your mobility or just sheer killing power. You don't have as many health bars.
You know what I realized?
So 2 or 3 swings kills you. What?
You don't use your special abilities a lot. Like the Blade Geyser.
I forget they're there 90% of the time.
Like, yo, on my second playthrough, when I finally decided to really start using them, they're awesome crowd clearers.
Yeah. Blade Geyser tears these guys' armor to shreds. Just, I got so used to... I only have so much time. Like, this one, I learned in the first playthrough on Apocalyptic that Stone Skin is amazing. But every time I ever play, I save it till one of the last things I buy as being the supers. I would much rather beef up War Basic. Like, give him every single combo, give him every single mobility option. And at that point, he doesn't need the specials, they're just icing. And I'll just save the icing for late game where I have nothing better to do with all those souls I keep getting. But then I'll buy, like, level 3 Stone Skin. And in my playthrough, I went to the final boss, put on Stone Skin, and the fight was over before I ran out. Like, I was literally running out as the cutscene started. And I'm like, it felt good. Because, like, in the cutscene, I still had Stone Skin on. And then it...
That's awesome.
poofed, and I'm like, it felt good. But I keep forgetting that Stone Skin also gives you a damage boost out the butt.
What?
Like, I was fighting the last boss, and usually the last boss is one of the few fights in the game. And this is what makes this hard.
Those freaking rhinos.
Well, because first you fight guy in armor with...
It's either a rhino or a scarab beetle.
You fight the rhino, and you fight like 4 mobs.
I can
generic
see both,
mobs.
and that bothers me.
Yeah, I always see some sort of like beetle thing.
Is it scarab or
we'll go with Reed.
Is it scarab or Hercules? Which one does that have with the horn?
Hercules beetle.
Hercules beetle.
Yeah, Hercules beetle has the horn.
Yeah.
Kabuterimon. For those of you who know.
Ironic, since his mega evolution is Hercules Kabuterimon, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah. Hercule Kabuterimon.
No, the biggest issue with this one is it's tough fight, then fight with the poison guy that poisons you and will wreck you because he hits you harder than these guys do. And you're like, okay, we finally survived the fight. And then you grab the sword and you get 2 more of these guys in a close quarters combat kind of map. And it is not fun. If I did not have the armor, I would have died 3 or 4 times in this fight. And this fight is the only fight in the game without the armor on Apocalyptic that I died more than once. And I didn't even die too often playing the regular game on the hardest difficulty. But this room,
Like,
you don't have many heal options this late in the game. You don't have many options for tank. It's just, they will wreck you. It will hurt. Pray they miss a couple times.
just a couple.
But yeah, this fight is not fun.
Actually, you want to know what one of my go-to strategies became with
And
this
this
game?
is after the jailer, so that wasn't fun either.
Is every healing item I can have, like runes and stuff that upgrade the weapons, I equip them.
Yeah, I've got Bloodthirst on right now, which at the end of every combo I heal. And the Abyssal Armor does the exact same thing. And you saw I did open the, there was a health chest there I had to use. Just, every time, I forget exactly where this room is, and then I get there and I'm like, huh. And this statue bothers me.
Pourquoi?
Every other statue in the Twilight Cathedral that has cracks running all through it, you can break. They all look the same. This one is immortal. And I don't know why.
Well, if you turn around right now, you can see it's actually
Yo,
creeping up towards the
I was just about to mention it.
It's actually a weeping angel. And since you can't die from age, it really wants that immortal life. Yeah, you just got that?
That's terrifying.
That
a weeping angel feeding off of a horseman of the apocalypse?
Mm-hmm.
Any of
There's
you that
nothing
are good
the Doctor
writers,
could do.
like, write this story now.
There's nothing the Doctor could do.
No.
I'm sorry.
No, but the horseman would come back because he lives eternally, so he'd come back. Because the whole point is they bring you back in time to where they know you're going to die before you get to that point. But
And
there
then
wouldn't be that point.
Yeah.
So you just go back to the beginning of time again.
Does that mean they'd practically just be, like, joined at the hip? Or it'd be like, you're not hurting anything? I honestly don't freaking care.
No, right now he'd care because
The thing tried to eat him.
No, he might love it. He could try to stop himself. If it sent him back all the way, it means also back 100 years.
Because he did die. Ooh, that'd be cool. Kill himself before he can end all humanity?
Uh-huh.
Well, no, because
No, he would just like...
it was already started by...
No,
the
he would
time
just go to wherever he was chilling before the horn called. Like, the horn, I must heed the call. Listen, bro.
No!
Listen, bro, just stop.
He goes back in time. He's the one who calls.
Because it has to happen.
Uh-huh.
Who the heck's the chick with the wing? Like, the council realizes what happened and, like, kills him or something. And he's like, whoa, whoa. And they're like, hey, the only way to bring yourself back to life is if you blow the horn. So he uses the horn, and that's why War falls from the sky, is because he's coming back from the dead. Dude.
Big angels, man. So I did not know that the second fastest thing in the Olympics, right after a marksman's bullet, is the tip of the fencer's sword.
Wow.
That's cool. That's cool as hell.
Right?
And this video does run a little long, folks, namely because I went through the really hard room, and right after that you unlock Tiamat, and I'm like, Tiamat itself is a pretty easy fight, especially compared to the fight with the mini-boss jailer and the room we just left with all the armored guys. Tiamat's kind of a joke. Like, of all four of the chosen bosses and the final bosses, Tiamat's the weakest one to me.
You know, I think that's probably the only thing I can say about this game as a true negative is just the boss fights in this one weren't that impressive.
Well, the Griever was kind of fun because it's got this giant laser beam and you hit it with a freaking train car.
Train cart.
Like, you slam it in the face with a train car until you break its jaw. Like, I love the Griever fight.
Yeah.
It's not hard. The train car also blocks the laser. So you can literally just push the train car up to its face and then punch it in the face with the train car. And all you have to do is dodge the train car when it, like, pushes it back out of its way. And then you just do it again. It's not hard. Just,
I think that's what gets me with them, though,
Tiamat
is
meh.
the fact that they aren't hard. It's like the bosses really don't
Like, the spider boss...
challenge what you've learned in the game. They're just like, hey, there's this particular
more...
mechanic that has to work. Go ahead and spam that.
Yeah.
They're more like Zelda bosses, where it's, hey, you know that one item you got here?
Use
you
it.
need that to win? But
just-
other than that, we really don't care. Like, the spider boss teleports across the map.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, and it, like, floats up in the air, and it's a spider, so it climbs the walls, which is really unnerving. But the item you get actually lets you get to her.
Yeah. A lot of time.
A lot of time. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
And then the final boss, who you fight and has a sword, and you're like, that...
Could have been a great mechanic.
I'm not used to that. Well, the problem is, one of the easiest ways to do damage to him, because he will deflect or counter every single swing of your sword, or scythe, or tremor gauntlet, or anything. The only way to hurt him in the first couple stages of the fight is with counters.
And your mama jokes.
And your mama jokes. The problem with that is nothing else in the game, aside from a side monster that you don't even know exists until near the end of the game, and that's even if you only stumble upon it. Nothing else in the game really requires counters to kill. Or even hurt.
Hold on, there's a side creature you can fight?
Yeah, they're called Wicked K's. They're these skeleton dudes with top hats.
Oh!
The only way to hurt them, I have found,
That's
is with
what
counters.
I was talking about in that
The
one
Wicked
comment.
K's?
Yeah, because it's all the same guy.
Oh.
You defeat him and he pops up in like 4 different places. If you defeat him all 4 or 5 times, like you get
4
something.
times,
Yeah.
you get, like... No, all they do is give you a crap ton of souls.
Souls.
Like,
Oh my god.
You get a lot of souls from killing the Wicked K's, but there's easier ways to farm. And
Are they
the
like
Wicked
voodoo
K's
guys? What are the Wicked K's?
I don't know. I mean, they always strike me as kind of voodoo guys. And
Did you fight one already?
No, you
'Cause I
can't get to them. There is one in this area.
I could have sworn there was
But
one in the
you need-
cemetery. That's why I was like, when I
Yeah,
commented.
there's one there too, but they don't unlock until a certain point in the game, which is really weird.
Look, it's Tiamat.
Yeah, this is like my worst run of Tiamat ever. Just because I don't know where I threw the explosive on her.
Yo, my name
And I couldn't
is
find it, so I
Patty.
couldn't knock her back
My
out of the
is
air.
erratic. Potato in a jacket. Toys in the attic. I rock and I ramble. My brain is scrambled. Rap like an animal, but I'm a mammal. I had to do it. I told you I would.
Robin Williams, guys. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, because it's got boobs.
I am going to point out that scene. I did point that out in a previous video.
Stop.
And it could
I almost
be...
said it earlier because he's like, I don't know where I throw the bomb, and I'm like, it looks like it's going for the chest area.
It's because every time you would throw him at its face, there's like the arch there in the way.
And los chichi.
And here I'm all like, holy crap, I don't remember Tiamat being able to do that much damage. And then I remind myself, oh yeah, apocalyptic difficulty. Oops.
Boom.
Like, apparently there's a trick here, and I think I used to be able to do it, where if you throw the explosive at Tiamat's face right as she's firing a fireball at you,
It'll blow up.
it will blow up in her face. And I'm like, I could. But again, the abyssal armor makes me cocky. And I'm like, oh, I could totally beat her without... Oh, jeez, she hurts.
Oh. Basic ass whack bat dragon.
I don't get why she comes to ground level. I never get that part. Like, her ground pound destroys all the explosives that I've been using to knock her out of the air. And at that point, I'm like, well, why don't you just stay in the air now? I mean, I'm looking now, and it looks like her wings are in tatters.
Yeah.
So, for all I know, at some point, like, the fight
Also,
started
isn't she
and she
supposed
had...
to be like part demon or something? Why is her wings the right way?
I don't know. I think it's just, like, pure blood demon. Because all she's got is power from Samael.
Right.
But, like, Straga does, the spider boss does, but... couldn't dodge that one fast
Fireball.
Fireball.
I saw how you fought in the lower quarters. If I throw a fireball at you, you dodge, and then I hit you off the top into the lava.
That's... And then you'll respawn right in front of yet another fireball. Ha 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 ha. That's not cool. That's not cool, Jor. It's not cool at all.
Meh.
It's not cool.
Punch in the face ain't cool.
Punch in the face. Oh.
Yeah, I don't like his dodge just because it's got that delay there.
On the stop, yeah.
Like Death's is more kind of cartwheels and backflips and stuff, and he's
also
much
not a
more
tank.
agile than. Yeah, but he takes just as much damage.
Death, the one who wears little to no armor, is much more agile than the plate wearer.
Well, no.
Nah, you
But
don't say.
He's also just as tanky.
Who?
Death. Death
Depending
takes
on
just
which-
as many hits.
Depending on which gear
Apocalypse.
set you have him in.
Yeah.
Because if you go a more offensive gear set, his health
Oh.
is boo boo.
Nah. The end of my apocalyptic run with Death, because there's a new game plus there, I wasn't even wearing armor the entire game. I didn't need it. Because you can infuse abilities into his dual sides, all I went with was
Punch in the face.
health regen on hit and mana regen on hit, and I was God. All I had to do was hit a thing twice, and I had all my health back for every health bar. I'm like... And I really just did that because there's this arena thing, and it's like 50 floors or some ridiculousness. Oh, final cutscene!
Don't take these wings of
Yes.
yours.
Yes! Slow-mo that. Yes!
Jesus, calm down there, Vegeta.
Yes!
Vegeta, no.
The Prince of
Vegeta,
All
yes!
Horsemen! And then Tiamat's like, no, all this power I have, I can give you anything you want. And War's like,
want.
can you bring back humans?
I want my father
And
back, you son
Tiamat
of a
just
bitch.
laughs at you. Because even Tiamat's like, are you stupid? No. No.
My name is Inigo
So you just,
Montoya.
like, dig into her
Kill
chest
my
and
father.
yank
Or is she laughing because she knows that Death is trying to do that right now?
I doubt it. Tiamat is not smart enough, else she would have left. And she's not powerful enough to have left in the time it took me to get all the way up here, because she was busy fighting
The Griffin thingy.
I liked the Holy Beast. It was nice. It was a good pet.
Lifestone!
As long as it was there.
Lifestone.
Cutscene.
Tell by the way I use my walk on a woman name.
No time to talk.
Except the only woman we've seen in the entire series is his sister.
And Lilith.
If you unlock that ending.
We
And
just
Tiamat.
saw it.
And she's kind
And
of busy
Tiamat.
with...
I'm just saying.
I'm not
You
I'm
noticed him first.
not with Tiamat. No. I
You-
love this cutscene because War is being all stubborn, saying, "No, I'll find my own way to get off this giant lava-infested island." And Fulgrim's like, "Bro, seriously, I can get you out of here." And he's like, "Fine, I guess." But like, it's this scene that lets you know Fulgrim is way stronger than he lets on. He's just not as strong as he wants to be. Because he's like, I could totally hook you up with my means of travel.
Who the hell? Holy crap. It's like, how much longer you got?
We've got like 6 more minutes.
Oh, we're recording. We have a random walker in. It's Ryan.
I
Hi.
don't want to be on video.
It's not.
Not
it's
video, just audio.
Oh. Well then, hello.
That was random.
Oh, I had a snafu while I was doing some recording, and all of the audio was muted. So we're making some new stuff on the fly, because that's about the only way I record. Hindsight.
I love how every time Light says something like that's like in relation to
The
the
actual
work
game.
that we're doing, his on-screen caricature always does something that emphasizes what he just said.
Because most of what I'm saying now is pretty much along the same lines as what I was saying then. Just, I had to do it again. And that's what made me sad, is because after the words leave my mouth, I forget. Because I don't need to remember. Like, I'll remember a conversation. And, like, I'll remember basic
Points.
ideas. Like, the thing about what if your YouTube video came up after you were already passed away. Like, how would your loved ones react to that?
First comment.
But that's,
if you
like,
ever do
high
that,
point.
my first comment should have looked left. That's, as a friend, that's what I have to do for you now.
after the jokes that are this. Like... No, the rest of this episode is me trying so hard to try and find a good stopping place because I know the video has run so long. But it's just cutscene after cutscene, and I really want to get to the next cutscene. And I love Samael.
You know, I'm really mad.
Voice.
I'm really mad at how long it took us earlier to remember his name. Samael. We sat here for like 20 minutes like, oh yeah, it's Azazel. That's who we're talking about. No.
There is no Azazel. You were thinking Azrael, and then you were like, no, it's not Azrael. It's the other guy. The other guy. Winged guy. And there's like a dozen. No, I have the hardest time remembering Ulthane's name. And I love Ulthane. Like, he is definitely... I can't say my favorite character. They're all so good in this game. The only characters I really don't like are... maybe Abaddon, for as little as you see him. Like, just every scene he's in just kind of makes me go, meh.
He really is.
Military guy.
Yeah, he really is your
like,
basic,
like Uriel, even
standard
though she
boss.
only has,
like I am here because I am powerful and I'm working for the ultimate. I'm the champion of evil.
Yeah.
So you have to defeat me, and it's like, I'm just going to hit you with the sword really, really hard until you just bleed everywhere.
Like, the Watcher is Mark Hamill, so you know he's got the goods going. Samael has so much personality and character. Uriel has character, and she develops even more as you go on, even though she's only in, like, 4 scenes in the whole game. Like, even War has personality and lines and just... so wonderful.
They
but
actually
Abaddon,
developed characters.
A great rage stirs
you know,
within you.
back when they made a complete game right at the start, and when you bought the game, they weren't saying, "Okay, here's your game, and don't worry, DLC is on the way." It was back in the day, and I miss that. Like, I do not mind DLC as a practice. Like, say you didn't have enough room on the original disc of a game or something to be able to put in this part of the game. So for like $2 or $3, you send it out like 6 months later. Everybody's beating the game, you need something to freshen it up again. But now, like, 90% of the game is DLC, and they're like, hey, we're releasing like the basic template of the game, and the total game is super janky. But don't worry, for $20 and a season pass, we'll fix the game for you. And you're like, that's
Bullshit.
not how it works.
BS.
Let me buy a car and have to buy the tires
Later.
extra. Oh, you needed
Is that not part of the price?
Like, we know you have a car, but oh, you needed seats?
Oh
okay.
man, you wanted an engine in that? Oh,
You wanted to
man.
be able to roll off the lot? That's gonna be another $2,000, and you're like, I just paid $20,000 for the car. What did I just pay for?
Look on the bright side. At least most companies don't fall. I'm not gonna say the actual name of the company.
There's a few companies that
they're very
do
well
it.
known for their fighting games, and it rhymes with Fatcom.
No,
just put a cap on it.
before this video's over, recently I heard a guy like ask Star Wars, since rumors or fact by now have said that EA is losing the rights to make any more Star Wars games.
Good.
And he was like, what if they gave them to CD Projekt Red? They would have an open world already designed. That's why Witcher 3 took so long to
CD
come out.
Projekt Red is responsible for The Witcher.
I wasn't gonna ask, but now I'm glad you explained. You must saw it on
Like-
my
Yeah,
face,
I saw
right?
I saw the
didn't
confusion.
recognize the
Real
name of the
quick.
company.
CD Projekt Red, Star Wars. I'm gonna say lights out so they have enough time to say goodbye.
Samael was badass, and Nightbringer's coming.
Goodbye!